Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy JRE.
And today we're reacting to
DPR IAN.
Let's go. DPR IAN, we're gonna
I don't know, actually I don't know what we're reacting to right now. We're reacting to
the short film Part 1.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's more really like a breakdown now.
Yeah, it's a breakdown. I did do a reaction.
Right.
I even told him my reaction. I was like, I low-key kind of saw it already. But there's some things that you didn't show me.
Really? Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's different.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think when I showed you, it was, I only had it up to about, you know, 70%.
Yeah. But even then, I was like, oh, this is different. So I was actually surprised still. Right,
because I showed him when it was like nothing was like connected, so just parts and parts.
Just parts. So I didn't know how it was gonna go really. I didn't know what song was gonna be first actually. You didn't really say that.
True. I didn't. I just kind of vaguely threw it out there.
No, I was curious about his editing. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I was very
really
curious.
boring though.
No, I'm into that.
So
I'm actually into editing, and I think people think I'm boring when I talk about editing.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, oh yeah, because editing is like a puzzle.
Oh.
It's like, would you want to watch someone fill a jigsaw puzzle?
Oh yeah.
Not everybody wants to, but there's some people that are like, oh, it makes some type of art.
That is true.
But
me and Dre, we go way back.
Yeah, let's talk about actually a little bit. How people ask me how did I get in contact with you?
I don't think you got in contact with me. I think I got in contact with you.
I think so. Because I was in Korea.
Yeah, and I think at the time like even when I was in C Clown, I was like,
You knew me?
Yeah, man.
Since then?
Yeah, I saw a lot of your reactions. So I'm telling you, you're the OG of it, aren't you?
No, but not. You know what's crazy? Even the younger ones still like they grew up watching me.
Yeah,
and they debut now, and they're like, yo, I watch.
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely.
What? No. But then I realized I've been doing this for 10 years, so I'm part of people's lives. So. Anyways,
of course, like mine.
Exactly.
So now I reached out to you, and yeah, I mean that was crazy.
That was crazy. And then, interesting time.
Yeah, and then you happened to like be in Korea.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, man, let's
why not?
Let's up. And then we had like one crazy ass night.
Yo, it's daytime. First time clubbing. Shout out to Christian U.
I don't think you should be vlogging this.
We linked up, got to know each other, then we just got closer throughout like time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whether it be like on tour or stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You guys are gonna go on tour soon.
That was actually really fun. And I remember like when you said you were gonna do the documentary on us. I was very thoroughly excited because I was also very curious to see like what
I would do
with it, and I kind of already knew you had the potential to
maybe
make something.
But
it did. It came out like it just kind of blew my mind because like it was a lot more fun to watch than any of my like music videos. Honestly,
hell no. I actually want to thank y'all for giving me a chance because there's been 3 other people that denied me on Music Reactor.
Shame on them.
But they gave me a chance, in which made me open door to other things, which is cool. So shout out to DPR, everybody.
Well deserved. Just can't wait to see what you like come up with next, man. Drink, my friends.
Where's my drink?
Oh, I don't know. Hey. Is that the one behind you?
Alright, let's get into part 1. And then you tell me if you wanted to talk about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, this is it's supposedly meant to be part 1 of supposedly like a movie. But I mean, come on, it's not like a full-length movie. But you know, the reason being is I think after Mido 1, Mido 2, kind of when I started on it, it was really I don't know. I really didn't have a plan on how to roll this out. Okay. Yeah, because Mido 1 was like, yeah, I got like So Beautiful and No Blueberries, and you know, had this like rollout with it being singles after singles and then an album.
It's still far.
Which I mean, logistically, that would work way more because a lot of people just want to focus. Yeah. They like to focus on one thing. So you know, it was really difficult because that would have been a more smarter rollout. I'm not gonna lie,
but you just did it your way.
Yeah, because
which is respectable.
Because I just didn't know. I mean, even at the time, what what that would be, like what So Beautiful would be for this one, what No Blueberries would be for this one. I mean, and then once I started getting that hole, it was difficult for me to navigate really, like what,
where to go.
And how I should really roll this out. It really kind of felt like it was just one body of work. And then, you know, I was talking with Scott about this. And then, you know, Scott really helped clear my head with this, where he was like, yeah, let's just treat it as such.
Right.
And then visually, we're just like, okay, like let's do something where it really does play into the story now, because that's originally what I wanted.
Correct. And
just kind of have like you know, I do these things where I like have these concert videos. I even on my Instagram. Fans will know, right? Like the Instagram TVs and stuff like that when that started coming out.
Yeah.
So I like doing these like highlight, short burst, like really impactful things, right? Very visually like 자극적. Wait, what's 자극적 in English? Huh? Stimulating. Okay. Thanks, John. By the way, shout out to John. Yeah. So I'm just like a very visually stimulating person, you know.
Like me,
yeah. Like I just like things like that.
That's fine.
Right. And yeah, I'm not saying I'm visually stimulating. I'm saying I like doing that.
Oh, but you are though. You are though. Nah, flex on that.
No. Man, and you know when you set yourself up, because you think in your head it's gonna be somewhat easier.
Hell no.
And then and then you end up shooting a movie.
Yeah.
So I mean,
when he said short film, I was like, damn. Okay.
Yeah. What was really tough about this was, this whole album making process was during the time where I was transitioning from Korea to LA. Right. So it's not a big secret that I'm in LA now.
Wow,
but,
that's crazy.
You know, yeah. And so during that transition, it was just chaotic, because again, I'm transitioning from somewhere I've been living for about 10 years. But now it's like I have to make an album on top of that, and I couldn't really adjust. I couldn't really sink it in.
Yeah, with like the LA culture, or just like in not just that, but like you're coming from one place to another.
Right.
And it's already you're doing like an album, and you were when did you create the music actually?
So yeah, good question. I started making the music. Some of the songs actually I
past.
Yeah, I made
Fire.
it like even after the first Mito album. You know,
you had a few.
I was already rolling things out, and I've mentioned this before in other interviews, but I've like there's about 30 or 50 songs that like I still have, and the most difficult thing was like which ones we add into this album. So it was like it was just this really hard task of like going back and forth, trying to finish. And then, you know, it was at one point we're like, okay, it's done, and then we're like, no, and then so I was like, no, and I took it out, and I was like, and I made a new song.
Okay.
For example, Mood, right? Yeah. How long did I take to make Mood? It was 3 days. So
is that short for you?
But the thing is, it's when I made it. I made Mood like when did I make Mood again? Oh yeah, there's like a deadline where you have to send your masters in.
Okay.
For a physical CD copy,
you
know, to roll out, right? So in order for you to get your masters, obviously you have to send in your permanent album track, and I just kind of felt something was missing, and I think 3 days, 3 days before the permanent seal of the album, I went into my little studio and I made Mood.
Oh, snap.
And I think that was when I was like the most excited about it, and then once I put it out, I guess it was just like, you know how you always like, oh my god, you regret it.
Yeah.
You know, so I have a lot of that, you know.
Is that the fastest song you ever made?
No.
But released.
Yeah. Fastest one that I had to act on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Avalon was like the fastest. I think I was like that was half a day.
Oh, never mind. Then that's Avalon is the fastest one.
Yeah.
Not Moods, but Moods has. You know what's my favorite one?
What's your favorite one?
Because I told you before,
Ribbon.
it was Ribbon or One Shot. Winterfall.
Oh.
Yeah. It changed to that.
Why? Can I ask why?
I don't know. I just like the how it was composed, where your voice is placed.
Interesting.
Like,
you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I think a long time ago, not even a long time ago, I think when I first got here to LA, it's about 6 months ago. Remember we met up, and then I let you listen to one song. Yeah. Very briefly, I think.
Which I
think we were all tipsy and stuff, but I let you listen to
One Crazy Ass Night.
Wonderful.
That was Windfall. That's right.
Wonderful. But it was the last part.
The last part.
That you listened to, not
I
the
remember.
first. Yeah, so that's very interesting. Maybe it
triggered.
Yeah,
like,
maybe it's doing something.
Yeah, on stream. Like I just streamed recently, and I was like, yeah, Windfall's like my thing now. I think. But I think it's going through like seasons or like things.
Yeah, that's kind of what
it's like different colors, obviously.
I think what I realized about my albums is not because I take it from a lot of the people that are listening, because I don't really have too much insight on that.
Right.
But I think before, like while I was making it, a lot of like people around me, like John or Scott, or like Tarbin or something, they would I would ask him like what their favorite songs is, and it would keep changing. So that was very interesting, like yourself, you know. So
I don't know, because Ribbon is unique to me. I love the ending of Ribbon.
Gets too repetitive.
No. I think the ending saves it.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. I like I said, I never heard a just instrumental song. That's it. The organ, yeah. And then One Shot, it feels like I told you about that.
Yeah.
It off the bat, because my favorite part is the horns, and then boom. Of course, it's like it is expected, but it still hit hard. I don't know if you just played it hella hard for me, but
I did actually. We got noise complaints from
I see you be getting noise complaints now. Huh?
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's ironic too, because I feel like my neighbor's also a producer, so. I mean, there we go.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like my neighbors are content creators, but you never.
No shit, really.
Yeah. So we're all loud.
I mean,
Mine was loud.
But do you get complaints?
One time, but that was just for a random incident that wasn't us.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't, so no.
Oh, that's alright.
So we would yell. I'll be up in the nights, just like doing my thing.
That's good. That's okay then. Yeah.
Anyways, I don't even know how I got back on.
Oh yeah. But that was a long talk. I don't know.
No, you good. You good.
Yeah. So that's this whole thing
Story,
right now.
Yeah.
This album, and apparently it's the first part.
First part of you don't know how many, right?
I don't. I really don't know.
Good job. You didn't answer it.
I don't know. Good.
Where did I go wrong with you?
If there's any question you want to ask.
Yeah. I'm glad I get to hear the voiceover now. That was one thing I really wanted to hear.
A lot of your inspiration, your ideas too.
That one time.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, we just like cut.
No, this is gonna be that type of video.
The intro part was like the part that I was really stuck on. And I think for me, it was what was difficult about this, and I remember I told you too. It was I just depending because it's such a important part. You're really jam packing.
A lot,
yeah.
No, for
like
sure.
The epilogue, the intro, it's always the hardest part, you know. And what do you call it? The prologue? Yeah, the prologue. It's like always the hardest part, especially in a lot of the movies.
Right.
Too. A lot of directors say that. I get it because it's like you're jam packing or trying to summarize a whole plot going into it. So obviously, like the narration of it, like it's depending on the tone. It's like there's like a whole art to that too.
Right.
Like. If you look at Lord of the Rings and all that, like it's just
it's the importance.
It's so good, and I didn't want to come off like too deep and cheesy.
Yeah,
like
cringy. Yeah,
because there's a very fine line.
There is. And I remember you were.
I was asking you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you were gonna attack it, but I was like, well, try this.
Yeah, and you gave me a lot of good ideas where it was like maybe in the perspective of insanity and well, technically. Insanity is me, but in a very metaphoric version.
Very metaphoric.
Yes, and so and then obviously I was like, okay, yeah, and then but then when you left, I was like, oh man, I don't know how to start the dialogue.
Yeah,
it's so important. But then I guess Scott came through luckily, and he helped me with the whole dialogue aspect of it.
Oh, good.
Asked me about. What the whole plot and story is obviously
from a different perspective too.
Yeah, so he really came through and helped me with that.
Let's go, Scott.
And and this is what you get, I guess. Yeah.
Hey. Let's go.
Like the glitters.
Still love that.
Out of all my creations, you are the epitome of all that is good.
Reading through
The
all my
utmost of my
creations, all your
potential.
creations.
And it's the title
You are my
track.
first,
Well, it's just only my
and I'll make
first
sure
album.
you'll last.
Okay, so that when I say you create out of all my creations, the epitome of all that is good.
Let's see.
Yeah, I believe that's what I said.
Created, and I'll make sure to be your last.
And yes,
Yeah.
so as you see, increases through the
And now it's time to create mine.
ends on minor. What it is, so what it is, when you see that image of that little, when you go to minor and you have like a glimpse of the very angelic, guardian looking figure, that is the seraph actually.
Yeah, the one that's all white with like
And that used to be minor. So that
okay.
So that used to be the rendition of what Mitre used to look like.
Oh.
So here, and I'm sure this is the part where a lot of people do get confused, but what that part actually is it's showing a brief moment into the past.
Yeah.
In how Mr. Insanity first originally created Mitre, and that was an image of.
So it's his past memories, maybe too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as he's kind of
going
skimming along, it's kind of colliding with Mitre, and he's like present thoughts on that. And then we go into the past.
Right.
Mitre, you see him. And I get why this might be all very confusing because it's played just by me.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot more clear. You know, I was like, man, it would have been a lot more easy if I had certain actors to do this. But again, it's because it's so personal.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
But God, would that have been easier? Then I wouldn't have to go through the whole dialogue thing.
It's okay. I'll just get ripped and lose a lot of weight and just.
Oh yeah, maybe you can do myself. Oh yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all, my friend. But seriously, I think that moment was that moment where you first get to see what Mitre used to be as like a seraph, and then you see him say, "You were my first." So, and you know, keynote. If you ever think about what my very first song for this whole series, not Zombie Pop, because that's like not a song. That's like a song for something else.
Yeah.
But for my whole Mitre series, the first song is Mitre. Yeah. So my first creation was Mitre.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it connects like that.
That does connect like that. Yes. And
that's crazy, actually.
Yeah. It's crazy how that worked out. Originally, that character was meant to represent all the good in insanity. You know. Okay. Because he wanted to start off strong. Like he wanted to start off with his creation being like. Something beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. But I guess what he didn't entail was he made his first creation so powerful that it took so much essence out of insanity, and that essence, and any essence from insanity, is something pretty dark if you think about it. Yeah, it's crazy. But that is why Mitre eventually got too strong. Because he got jealous of all the other creation. It's a very biblical thing too. Yeah. And he started resenting his creator. And this whole part, which you're about to see, is when it just cuts straight into the point where Mitre was like, "I'll make sure to be your last," you know, because you created me in your image, and it's his time to create his in his. Yeah, he's in his
in his image.
He's in his.
He's finding out himself.
It's like it's a very biblical line too. And then you go through and then it starts Mitre 2, because Mitre 2 is meant to represent the transitional point. You have the black, and then the red and the white, which eventually, I mean, that's gonna come out later. The album. So we have the black that's already come out. So if you think about when an angel defects, no, what do you say? When an angel descends, well, not defects, what the heck?
You good.
When an angel descends, I like to think it goes from pure to the red to the dark.
I see.
Red meaning it still holds love, but it's love that I guess mixed with fury, which is why it's the red album. Right. And then goes to pitch black when the heart it rots away from everything he loved or she loved, and it turns pitch black. So I'm working backwards here. Okay. I'm trying to ascend back into that. Ooh. That's the image. So I mean, play away. Oh my God, we're not gonna get through this.
No, we're good. So
that's our image. Taking up the helmet.
Created me in your image.
And now it's time to create.
Mind remembering. Insanity taking off his coat.
Right. And he's like, kind of unlocks, like...
revealing his powers. He's the universe inside him.
Ah, yeah.
And he's vanishing right over here.
Seeing this on my television is crazy. So like, how, like... It scares us.
And this is when he got vanished. This is when he realized he was so alone. He prayed. And then this is when he started accepting the fate. So that very moment where you see something unlocked in him. That's the presence of evil inside him that is
escaping.
Awakens. So it was dormant, and then that's why I speed ramped that part up, where it was to the point where he was trying to resist it, but then after realizing how betrayed and alone he was. He just, something inside him awoke, and that's that very moment. That's actually one of my favorite scenes, where you see something like a red devil type of thing, right? Just like, and it just, looks like, I mean, I can't do it right now.
Hey, but you do it on camera, I mean, shoot.
But
that's what most matters.
Alright, should we? So yes, please do.
Okay, got you.
Because we're not going to get through it otherwise.
No, you're fine. Okay, that's fine.
I'm going. Transitioning.
Also, the man in the red scene is literally Milo's as well, right?
Milo's past self.
Yeah. Fire shot. Love it.
Flies back up, telling his creator he hasn't forgotten and don't go insane.
That's fire. And when'd you create that? So I didn't see that.
So this was actually a last minute idea with Scott.
Okay.
And Scott.
Yeah, fire idea.
Yeah, again, being the brainiac that he is, he was like, let's do something with like insane, because I wanted to, again, like that was like this whole story that you just heard, right? But it has to cut back into present state.
Right.
Right? Like, so then what's happening now, right? Like what's going on with all these stories and
right.
So I had to find a way to tail back into Insanity's creation, which is like another one of his creations, which is this Ian, supposedly meant to be the successor, or the one to stand up to, because that, again, Ian is also like a representation of insanity, which is why insane and Ian. So, and Mido doesn't have that technically, right? So that's why Ian is insanity. And I mean, it's very. Sorry, it's very like. It's just,
complicated.
Yeah.
It's a little complicated.
Yeah, going through a lot
in his head.
Yeah, and so technically it comes to that. So this is the part that I kind of want people to interpret however they want,
right?
Okay,
interesting.
To because maybe, but then again, it's there is there is a proper way to explain this better. But again, Ian is at the end of the day. So then we have this Ian, right? We have this Ian that is born.
Okay.
And I guess in this story, it's like it just starts off present day. And we don't know why this guy is running.
Right.
He's running from something. But we have this Ian that's supposedly now meant to be the one. The one to really turn the tides around. To the one to kind of face up to Mido. Because technically what Mr. Insanity is trying to do is he's trying to stop this evil force. Mido, he's trying to stop his evil creation. And that's just kind of the whole embodiment of this. And if I was to explain to you further what that really means in the long run, the reason why I have Mido and Mr. Insanity and all that, Mido is meant to represent all my downs.
Okay.
Right? Every time I go manically down, he's there. Okay. I turn into him.
Yeah.
And the creation aspect of Mr. Insanity, trying to create all these creations are essentially me, real time, trying to create a lot of moments where my downs wouldn't ruin those moments.
I see.
Because for me, a lot of the hardest thing about me is every time I'm enjoying a certain moment in my life, so I'll just magically pivot sometimes.
Okay.
Manically down. Yeah, and I feel like that always taints my moment and my experience. So it's always trying to find a way to create a journey, a story in this case, where it's not going to be tainted by or in this case, my manic downs. So that is the visual representation, and this is just the reality aspect of it. That's where I draw my inspiration from. If you had to know. So
Yeah.
and the thing about me is, shit, we're not even watching it.
I know. We're at a minute 39.
I'm
good.
Yeah, please include this part. So technically, that is why this whole thing started.
Okay.
That's the very important. What do you call it? That is the very important connection that I want to draw for the reason why I'm creating this into such a multiverse.
I see.
Insanity obviously representing me. I go insane all the time. So what better fitting, And it just so happened to be Insanity had Ian in it, which is kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
That was really.
I thought that was like, that's like you already knew about it.
No, actually, that was just crazy how that worked. It's meant to be,
Yeah. When I first, I was like, that's dope.
So it now goes into present time.
We're just gonna go to one shot.
Yeah, and you see this guy getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And it's like, but then again, like, I mean, what do you expect from all these other stories? Like, blueberry, like you're running away from like blueberry monsters.
No, but they're fire.
Yeah, so he gets kidnapped here. We don't know who kidnaps him, but he does get kidnapped.
That's true.
And it starts off. He gets kidnapped to this, I guess, house. Or this, or what?
Yeah, house.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, he does get kidnapped to a house.
Is it the same house as when Milo was running on the walls?
That's a good question.
No, but I'm just saying, is it at the same place he filmed?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. I think you meant.
No, that too. Exactly.
No, it's not the same place that we filmed.
Okay.
But it's meant to be. It's kind of like a mirror. It's kind of like a mirrored world. Like how they have in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where it's meant to represent the same place, but in Maido's eyes, it's like a completely worn down version, but they still collide.
Right.
So he does get kidnapped to this place, and this Ian. One common thing about all these Ians in all these multiverses, key fact, is they all have the same thing going on. Like, they all have something that's
connected.
Yeah, connected in a way.
Because, interesting.
Because Insanity has a lot of voices. These voices represent his, I guess, different thoughts, different characters inside of him. So essentially, if you're taking an essence off of Insanity, Maido has them too, but we have yet to see what that sounds like, which is going to be quite interesting. But all these, that's why Ian always resorts to medication to subside everything.
So that was medication.
So no blueberries.
Yeah.
So Beautiful has them, but we don't see him taking it.
Right.
And again, this Scary Cat too, but it's you see very brief moments of clips of him doing something with this medication, but this medication.
But in this one, in one shot, you literally physically see you take it.
Yes, and this medication is put there by Mr. Insanity.
I see. Oh, that's why it's sparkling.
Yes, because it's to actually endeavor his. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like if a god gives you with certain items to keep you in check without you even knowing that's like God's
like plan.
Yeah. The ring is something to subside that too.
I see.
It's to somehow wear off with Maido. This is that represented, by the way. Right there. A lot of people ask me.
What about it?
They liked it.
Where'd you get that from?
My stylist made it. So my stylist actually made this. Yeah, they like it until I tell them it's like a real eye.
It's a real eye?
No.
Like they use like for like people that don't have eyes?
Yeah, like we gouged somebody and we took.
Of course.
No.
In art,
No,
it's an art form.
I was playing. No. It's not real eye, is it? No, it's not. It looks very real.
I thought it'd be like one of those mannequin eyes.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's like I think someone made it. Yeah, it's like a prosthetic eye, pretty much. So I guess it's pretty expensive, I heard, but he made it into this iconic image for Mido.
Now it's like the brand.
Yeah, it couldn't be better fitting because, you know, Mido, again, the whole eye thing, it does really come from like an homage to my visual directing. So I wanted to have a lot of elements where, for me, like directing, obviously for me, like the best camera in the world, the best lens are these. As cliche as that sounds, but for me, I really do store everything here. So when my world flips, it feels like I'm losing one eye. Which is why it's again, it's.
That's why I went Mido. One eye missing.
Yeah, because.
Did you explain that in the first?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't explain that to this extent. So I think everything I'm saying here never explained it properly. So I don't know.
I don't know. Look, my editing is gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 2-hour recording.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, this is only part 1. There's gonna be 3 parts, like I said before. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, this is already 46-minute video. Part 2 is gonna probably be 50, and part 3 is gonna be a lot. But this is just a reminder to like this video if you want part 2. Let's try to get to 5,000 likes if we can. I would love to do more content like this with DPR IAN, the DPR team, or other artists maybe. Also, part 3 will be posted on my new channel. Yes, I have a new channel called Dre Day. Link in the description. I'll be posting part 3 over there. That's in the future. That's in the future. So you don't have to worry about that. All right, y'all. Enough talking. Let's continue. All right, let's actually start this.
Okay, please.
Yeah.
So he's running.
How early was this? Or late?
Late. It was about 8 p.m.
Ah, okay. Nice. Fake thunder?
Yes. Fake skies, everything. There's like a bird that I put in there, but you can't even like tell.
Where was it?
Because YouTube compresses it and you can't see the freaking bird. I'm sorry.
Show me.
I'm so like.
No, please.
So like I put like a fake bird.
Oh wait, no, I don't see it.
I did put a fake bird, but I should. Ready?
Oh wow.
How realistic is that?
You know what's crazy?
People
We had
don't
this
get it.
whole conversation when we were watching National Geographic. He's like, you know, some of these. You just randomly said some of these animals are fake. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, some of them are CGI. We're getting that good. I'm like, no way.
Yep, exactly. If I could do that, I mean, technically it's nothing. But you know what's so screwed up? It's just for that one bird, I had to like study what it would actually look like in that light.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, in the movement, how fast it would be.
Where did you search up? Or
I actually did. I do a lot of these researches actually, especially with thunder too. I've been studying thunder and lightning for a couple of years actually. Just because I wanted to understand the behavior when it sparks when you get the your shutter speed actually goes haywire and your screen cuts in half and then you have certain things. So I had to implement a lot of that motion, a lot of that tracking, a lot of the behavior for that. It would be so crazy if none of it's real. A lot of the behavior for a lot of things, the movement and all that, just so I can really implement that into a lot of my things. So I like every time it rains, it thunders, and it just goes haywire, right? I like to go outside in the hopes of not getting shocked. I just like sit there and I film it.
Or do you want that? Like
oh my goodness! If I could actually turn into something, by getting hit by thunder, yeah, why not? Of course,
become like Raiden from
or Thor, and then it's like, then I wake up and it's like you're in heaven, my son.
No.
There was a case when someone got hit by they turned into a genius or something. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, okay. Someone got hit by lightning or something, and after a few days, he became like literally like a genius. He started seeing shapes, patterns, and everything. Maybe
something sparked the plug. Maybe he's superhuman.
Yeah.
I mean, it developed him. Does he have any other problems?
I don't know.
Or he has respiratory problems.
Oh no, like just OCD and all that stuff. Like just Apparently,
man,
yeah.
you're smart.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, speaking of, like, it's just, for that one bird, I just...
Damn, I was just saying, when it started with a bird.
Yeah, I mean...
Nobody has ever said anything about
no
a bird.
one.
I don't think,
Nothing.
that was so tiny though.
Yeah, because it's so...
Go back, let me see this bird again.
It's so natural, but that's what I wanted.
But that's good. Oh, that bug flying was real.
Oh yeah, that
okay.
bug is real.
What's... I'm not gonna pick anything. That's fine. It's dope! It's dope. I would never suspect that. I was like, oh, that's a bird.
I guess it worked then.
But he did.
Yeah.
He wanted someone to compliment on it. He's like, it's not a real bird.
Fun fact, like the falling scene, I fell into like that very first scene before I transitioned into the dirt.
Right.
I fall into a
Cacti?
yeah, like
kind of something spiky.
You know what it is? Do you know what that is? It's like it's kind of like I don't know what it is, but they're like little plants and they have little glass like shards.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that.
Yeah,
I
and
still don't know what it is. But...
Oh my god! And I just fell right into it, and I just put my hands all over it.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know what that was, but it was so tiny, it was like microfibers.
Yeah.
That just was stuck in my hand. And every time I moved it, you feel like it feels like glass.
It's cutting.
Yeah, just cutting all your mouth. And it just, I got that everywhere. So
Jesus.
And that was the beginning of one-shot shoots. So
okay.
I had that like during the whole process of this.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nah,
but, you know.
let me see it again. Because I actually didn't know that, so I was like, oh yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, you keep on going though.
Blue game kidnapped.
Was that supposed to be on purpose? In the I thought somebody was like right there.
Oh, me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, are you just standing up?
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. Continuity. Let's go.
Yeah. I wanted but honestly, yeah, even that too. Like
I thought somebody was there watching you. I was like,
oh yeah, no, it was meant to be obvious, but
okay.
It came out. I guess people just kind of mixed that part, but that part was actually meant to be very deliberate, where it was meant to show me like, you know how when you see like someone getting kidnapped, and then you just see them like looking back.
Yeah.
It was meant to be that, like,
because I thought I was like, oh, is that Mr. Insanity actually like?
Oh yeah, no, that's Ian getting kidnapped, and he's trying to like look out to see like where he's going.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it happens so.
I mean, I didn't notice it before, but
yeah,
until I just watched it now.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. So me trying to get out. Oh, Ian.
Still has Ian.
Yeah, that's our manager driving the car actually.
Oh, good shit.
Oh my god. So
that's
funny.
not real.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because we can't.
Obviously, you just like literally.
I was acting, yeah. So the camera's just like this, like you know, Jay was DP, and he was just like, it was so funny. We had we were working on this shoot with about like a 5-man crew,
right? So
only 5 people went out to shoot this. It was really run and gun. So. We had like John, my manager, my AD, even our stylist actually. Like on the side of this van, just like
wait,
two people like.
Is it a girl?
Who?
The stylist.
Oh no, his
oh,
guy,
sorry, I'm mixing up with somebody else.
Oh,
no, I mean I know someone that worked on your makeup.
Oh yeah,
I know her.
Yuki.
Yeah.
No, she helped out with this one. Shout out to her. She did an amazing job. I was actually very worried about that because not because I didn't trust her, but because just in general, this concept we kind of already dedicated it to a stylist already that was in Korea,
I see.
But she couldn't make it, so it was in the given time that we had. We're just scared if like no one could understand that concept. Without giving them because it's very specific, like Miner's makeup and you know Ian's like you know little bruises and cuts there. Just I guess in general it's more of minor because there's like for me what I usually get is a lot of people have a really hard time doing makeup on me. I mean ever since,
really?
Yeah.
I think I meant makeup in general. I was like
well ever since I think ever since the like Idol days. Yeah, so it I don't know. That's like the
Idol days.
It was just Idol days. That's what I've been getting. So, I mean, but then you know, she like
did her thing.
Just
I keep on meeting her in like different sets. So grew to know each other. She worked on with Hejin and then at first and then just over and over again.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, she worked with you. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no,
I guess
she's fire.
That go-to now.
She's good. She's
Shout out
so
to you.
good. So good. So good.
Alright.
But anyway, yeah, so got kidnapped now. You know, got so many bruises. Broke my thumb.
You broke his thumb? Or jammed it?
Yeah.
Alright, now we're here.
At the house. On the dolly, so it's a dolly shot. Pretty much.
Is the lighting actually being worked on? Or?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say either post or
That was, so we had everything reworked. So this part. Like the hand, so Jesus, like that fire part took about.
I saw the layers. I was like, Jesus, just for that.
Just
what?
that
3
one,
seconds?
Not even, man. It's like
No, not even like 1.5.
Yeah. That's why I have a tattoo. Says here, it says burn right here. That's why it starts from my left, and I go on fire for a split second and it disappears.
Okay.
That's the reason for that. Pretty crazy, huh? So that burn part took about 4 hours to do. And that, see?
Yeah.
Because I have a burn on my tattoo right here. It starts on my left.
Right.
So, as you can see,
did not notice that the last time.
Yeah, that was something I snuck in.
That's fire.
That was interesting too. Like,
I did not notice that even in my reaction.
Oh, you didn't? Oh.
No, until I saw it right now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about this part though is, like people would be asking, like, what is this chaos that's going through this guy's head?
Right.
So essentially, what it is in a very story sense.
Right.
So this Ian is particular. You've seen Constantine, right?
Yeah, I have.
So it's not your ideal, like angelic, grateful person that has faith, but he has faith. But so technically, what this Ian is he's kind of like almost resenting the creator for like choosing him. Like why do I have to like
what do I have to do with this?
Yeah, why do I have to like be your puppet as well? So in a sense it's very similar to Mitre.
I see.
So this whole scene here is actually obviously what goes in my head chaotically, but just a story representation of it.
Right.
He's kind of like kind of telling the creator like
why?
Yeah, like,
why
just almost like even, blasphemy, like giving a finger at him almost. Just kind of like, stop, know, like,
I mean, it's normal to ask why me to take all this heavy weight on.
So this is exactly that whole scene. So you see him, going in and out of these like chaotic worlds. It's kind of like it's almost like as if he's Mitre almost in that sense, because it's like the
already
red, so you see very similarities to that. When you see the red, when you see the world turning into red,
right.
that's actually Mitre's world. So
I see. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Because in Seraph, if you see that moment when I put the mask on and right before I ascend, you see a glimpse of the red world. So that red world is what they call the other side.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of fans now could speculate a lot of what
that
means. No blueberries, welcome to the other side.
Yeah, they'll definitely go looking back on it. That's fire.
Yeah, so the other side is an actual place that I've yet to introduce to this multiverse.
Yeah.
Properly, but it's kind of like my rendition of literally like the flip version of like Mitre's world.
Okay.
So Mitre's world is, if you see, it's just red. It's like, it's just hell. It's chaotic.
So if no blue layers and so beautiful, there was a splash of red anywhere?
No. So that part I didn't want to
show yet.
Include yet, because that part that world wasn't being tapped into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But this, yes.
Let's try This part you didn't show me. I'm glad you did.
Who's coming?
Who's coming? Let's go acting skills.
Oh goodness. I mean.
So yeah, this part.
So this part was interesting. So now he's not even bothered by the fact that he's kidnapped, but he's more bothered by the fact that he's going through
alive.
He's manic, and then So technically, right here, what we see is he's so this is like again a representation of what I mean in the real world. world where sometimes I'll be in like a crazy moment
Right.
where I would have to be focusing on that. For example, if I was being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Or if I was like on the brink of like getting an award for something.
Exactly.
Or doing an interview, for example, for that matter. And it would just come. Like it would just, and then the voices, and all of a sudden I'll just plummet. And honestly, at that point, whatever it is that I'm doing at that very moment, or whatever is happening to me, doesn't become the catalyst. It does not become the priority.
I see.
So it overpowers that. So this is a rendition of what it actually does look like in such a
Artistic.
It's such, yeah, I guess so. In such a chaotic moment, in such a moment where it doesn't matter to be present, it just overrules it.
Okay.
So that's why the voices are like, you got to get out, and and it's and don't ask me why. It's like it's this British lady, but
why not?
But I mean, for me, it was always kind of like that.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it was. I think. Honestly, I think it really that voice is like, now that I really think about it, it really does come from maybe the sound of my mom, because my mom has like this Australian and obviously British accent, more Australian, but for some reason it does sometimes sound British, and I think for me it was like a replicate of what that sounds like. That's kind of what I hear. It's helpful. It's very helpful. But I kind of always block that out. And then you have like one that sounds like some mouse. But I mean, don't ask me about that one.
Okay, I won't ask you about that one. Actually, let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change batteries and just like take a breather.
Okay, let's do that.
And that's the end of part 1. It's a lot. There's a lot to go through. Part 2 is gonna be quite interesting as well. And part 2 is gonna be even more amazing because he goes even a little bit more, even deeper into the music video itself and in his mind and just random things. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like this video again. Share this video with everybody around the world who loves DPR and who doesn't. Just share it. DPR IAN is a very interesting mind. I always thought that even before we became friends. I'm pretty sure you think the same way. That's why I am grateful to the DPR, the team, Ian, everyone, John, for allowing me to sit down with them and just have a conversation. Part 2 is already being edited as we speak. Should be around 50 minutes or less. And part 3 will be on my new channel, Dre Day. Go subscribe. I want to give away this album. And here's how to win. Well, step 1 is the easiest one.
And pause. Dre here to explain how to win this giveaway. Step 1 is the easiest one. Subscribe to JREKML and Dre Day. Dre Day is the new channel, so link in the description. Step 2, share this video on Twitter and Instagram and tag me on Twitter and Instagram when you share it. Whether you repost or just tweet it out, tag me. Step 3, comment what's your favorite song or songs on the album and why you like DPR IAN. I do want to know, so comment down below. And that's it. I'll be choosing the winner on an Instagram story, so be on the lookout.
And I'll see you on part 2. Peace.
Hey, you better subscribe. If you want more content, catch me on Twitch on Dre Gaming. I'm there every day.
I'm sipping on soju. Hey, do I know you? He got an X-toe, that joint is old school. A minute like swimwear.